Okay, in this video, we are going to cover the Total Body Bootcamp Fat Loss and Body Transformation System so that you can become leaner, stronger, and fitter. Now, this booklet here is the system itself and the meal plans. It's really important that when you're on this program that you go through this booklet and go through it in detail. Please don't just rely on this video, all right? Actually go through the booklet itself. It's the most important part of the entire process. Okay, so I'm going to move on. First of all, welcome to Total Body Bootcamp if you are new, and if you are an existing member and you're just going back to this, you'll get a lot of benefit from this as well. So, this guide is designed to get you the best possible results from your 6 week challenge and beyond. Okay, so we use the three core pillars, which is training, nutrition, and the support and community. Again, this you can just read through this yourself and really get a feel for how this process works. So, what results can you expect? Well, over the 6 weeks and beyond, if you're a long term member, the results you can expect are fat loss, improved strength, better fitness, more energy, better sleep, improved confidence, and just an improved life all the way around. Now, many members in this program will drop a variety of, you'll get a lot of different results from losing anywhere between 6 and 18 pounds roughly. That's kind of quite generalized. Some people a little bit less, some people a little bit more, but generally it's in between that region. If you have weight to lose and fat to lose, you will achieve that using this protocol, okay? And also sort of 46% body fat drop over the 6 week period. But again, this really depends, one, on your starting point, but mostly on the consistency of your diet and your lifestyle in general as well. But as you can see here, the key message is from consistency and not perfection. So we don't want to have an all or nothing mentality on this program. And that's what can set people back. If you're on the program and you have, a day, a few days or whatever that isn't ideal, it can sometimes set you back mentally. And the key is just to move on. If anything like that happens, go back to this booklet, go back to this, reset, and just keep going. Okay, that's how you get the best possible results in the program. So the first 2 weeks of the success plan, okay, this is where you build your momentum and your routine and your confidence. Okay, the goal is to basically just do the basics. That's book your sessions. Make sure you book your sessions in advance, 1 week in advance. Okay. Follow the nutrition structure that we're going to show you in this video and in this booklet. Drink more water. That's actually quite a big one. Log your meals using the See How You Eat app, and we'll show you that as well on this program. Again, it's just for the first 2 weeks. And that's in order to build consistency, right? That sets the challenge for the rest of the time you're with us at Total Body Bootcamp. So here's your first week's checklist, sorry. And you say it really clearly. Book your 3 sessions. 3 sessions is the key number, okay? Plan your meals for the week. And that's a big one. Please don't go by chance. Don't just have whatever's in the cupboard. Make sure it's planned out. Get your shopping in. Be focused on getting a bit more water in. Track your meals as we've just talked about. You want to be aiming for protein at every meal, guys. Every meal, every snack, every shake, anything you're having, it must be protein rich, okay? Vegetables twice a day is quite a key one as well. You can get them in at any point in the day. It doesn't have to be lunch, dinner. It can be any time. But try and get a couple of servings of vegetables in and stay active outside of training. That basically means, make sure you're generally active. A step count goal is really good. We sort of say 8 to 10,000 steps a day is a really, really good place to aim for. You can't go wrong with that. And ask for help. That's the number one thing as well. Please don't sit in silence. Don't go quiet. Don't be shy to ask for help and then end up disappearing. Because then you'll not get what you came for. So that's the most important thing. You feel comfortable for that. So this is the TBB nutrition system. It is designed for busy professionals, working parents, people who want sustainable fat loss, members who want to build strength and confidence. Okay, the system really combines real whole foods, structured meal examples. Just remember, guys, these are examples, they're not set in stone. Specific nutrition products for best results. We're going to cover these as well. And flexible rules so that you have long-term success, so that you're not stuck in one thing and then if you go off track, you feel that you have failed in anything. You want to make sure that we have flexibility in this program as well. So you can either follow the sample meal plans, which I'm going to cover, or use the TBB fat loss formula and build your own meals just using the formula we're going to show you. Both of these approaches work, and again, it is consistency that will make it will make or break. All right. So the fat loss formula is rule one is eat protein at every meal, okay? Because that is going to support your fat loss, muscle maintenance, appetite control, all of that stuff. You've got some examples there. A palm-sized portion at every meal. Sometimes it might be a little bit more than that, especially, if you're on a training day, you might have a wee bit more, a slightly larger size of protein portion. Um, Again, eat vegetables twice a day. There's some examples there. And control your starchy carbs, right? That's your potatoes, rice, all that kind of thing. Make sure that's controlled and managed because it's quite easy to overeat in starchy carbs. So that's why we control the portion sizes on this program. Then you'll see it's more like a kind of cupped hand size of starchy carbs, all right? Um, Include healthy fats in your diet, olive oil, avocado, nuts, seeds, dark chocolate, and keep your portions moderate. There is a guide there that we're going to show you as well. Stay hydrated, and then we move on to plate rule. So, half a plate of vegetables on your meals, quarter a plate of protein, maybe a little bit more, quarter of a plate of carbohydrates, and a small amount of healthy fats. And there's your portion guide right there. So your protein is your palm size and thickness of the palm of your hand. Again, it might be 1.5 palm sizes. If you're maybe a little bit hungry, you have more body mass or you're training hard. Okay. Vegetables, one to two fists. So, two cupped hands is a really good guide on that one. Carbohydrates, one cupped hand, and your healthy fats is a thumb size portion. All right. If you make sure your main meals are like that, you can't really go wrong. Okay, the 80/20 rule, really important. Again, it's not about being perfect. 80% of the time, be really, really on this plan. Okay, focus on this. You can do it 80% of the time. It's not a hard plan to do, and you can definitely do it. But what it does do, that 20% allows for social meals, the occasional treat meals out, and just regular life because it's all about consistency. So if you follow the 80/20 rule, consistency is much, much easier. You've got some alcohol guidelines there as well, and it's basically just a case of try and limit alcohol during any 6 week challenge period block, okay? You've got some choices there as well, what better choices and things to avoid. So do try and adhere to that as best you can. Now, we partnered with Herbalife Nutrition many years ago as a nutrition solution to go along with the TBB program. It is an optional part of Total Body Bootcamp, okay? But it's a really, really powerful part of the nutrition system. It is a great way to make your nutrition simple, convenient, and consistent, okay? The Herbalife products will help with easy breakfasts, easy lunches, hitting your protein intake, and convenience. And this is the thing that people struggle with. The key with this, people know what to do, but the challenge is actually doing it. And that's where the convenience comes in the structure, all right? If you are interested in following a Herbalife program, I'm going to show you two options. I'm going to show you a structured meal plan options and then the Herbalife integrated meal plan options. You can use either one of them. They all work, all right? If you do want to use Herbalife products, please speak to me about that. Don't go looking for it online or anything because you'll not get the value, you'll not get the right discounts, you'll probably not get the right products. You might even end up being linked to a different distributor who is external to TBB, and you definitely don't want that. So do message me if this is something that you do want to look at, because we will get you set up with discounts between 25% and 50%. So yeah, it's really important that you speak to myself or one of the coaches on the team to get you set up with your own discounted membership option, okay? So here's the meal plans. The most important part of this program is the meal plans. You'll notice it says sample meal plans. These are examples. These are not set in stone. These are basically the structure that we suggest, and we're giving you examples of how it can be done. Okay, you'll see breakfast there. You've got protein porridge, you've got eggs, you've got Greek yogurt, overnight oats. You've got all these different options here for breakfast. You've got whole food snacks, all different ones. Same with lunches, different examples here. I'm not going to go through them all. Snack two, that's your mid-afternoon snack. Your dinner at night, lots of different options, but these are all perfect whole food examples that are really natural. They're really good on the digestion. That'll really prevent bloating. It'll help your body process all your meals as well. And again, you'll notice, it's you're eating 6 times a day. Well, 5 to 6 times a day. Breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, possible optional snack. And that is to make sure that your blood sugar level stays stable and your calories and your protein are all controlled and managed. This is way better for fat loss rather than just eating as and when. It's really important as well that you do not skip meals, okay? You don't have to have snack three, that's your optional one, but please do not skip any meals or snacks if possible. Sometimes people will say, I wasn't really hungry, wasn't really ready for that. Basically, if your portion sizes are correct, you will get to the point where you're ready. You might not be hungry. In fact, you probably won't be hungry following a plan like this, and it's designed that way. That will keep you away from cravings. It will keep you away from any binging issues. It will just manage your whole day much, much better. So please do try and follow one of these plans. So that's your regular structured meal plan, whole foods, just regular whole foods. And here's the Herbalife version as well. Now, the advantage of this is what it will do is will make it a lot easier to follow because you're swapping your breakfast and lunch. This is on a weight loss plan, right? Now you can do just an ideal breakfast plan where you just have your shake, your tea, your aloe, and your supplements for breakfast, and then follow the whole food plan the rest of the day. But for weight loss and fat loss, this is really optimal by doing a specific Formula One smoothie at breakfast and lunch. Then you go back to your regular snack one, snack two, your dinner, optional snack later. And it just basically takes all the decision fatigue away as well. We tend to find that breakfast and lunches are the kind of nightmare meals. They're the ones that people struggle with because most people either have cereal, toast, or nothing for breakfast. So, and then lunches, it's usually grab and go sandwiches, soup, all that kind of thing. It's not optimal for this type of fat loss plan. So, using the Formula One option is a fantastic option, right, for breakfast and lunch. 2 shakes a day, 2 snacks a day, main meal. Again, you can follow this exactly as it is if you decide to use this protocol. You can also swap any snack for any other snack, any meal for any other meal on the plan. You're not rigidly tied into this exact plan. You can swap any of these, okay? But if you do decide to use a Herbalife program, again, speak to myself or one of the coaches because we will then do a one-to-one wellness evaluation with you. So we will actually do a one-to-one to personalise the plan for you so that you're not left to just follow a generic plan. It'll be a plan it'll be altered for you personally. All right. So please make sure you do that. That's really important. That takes about 20 minutes and we will go through this with you on a one-to-one basis. Okay. You've got vegetarian options, whole food. You've got vegetarian, whole food and Herbalife options. You've got vegan whole food as well. And you've got vegan, whole food and Herbalife options. So we've got something for everyone. So again, you pick the plan that you want to take a look at going on to and speak to myself or one of the coaches to make sure that you're all set up and good to go. All right, so here's the meal builder guide. So for making your main meals, whether it's lunch and dinner or just dinner, you've got your step-by-step here. Choose a protein, add vegetables, add carbohydrates, and add healthy fats. You've got example meals here, breakfast, lunches, dinners, and snacks. So you're not going to be stuck for anything. You've got a shopping guide as well. Just print this off. You can take a screenshot, whatever you want to do, or just have the actual PDF of this on your phone. You can just use this when you're going shopping. But these are all the best choices, guys. All right, so I'll go with these. Using the See How You Eat app. So the See How You Eat app is a photo food diary. So again, this is about staying accountable and structured with your diet. So tracking food will help you, especially in that first 2 weeks, guys, right? Tracking food will help you become aware of your eating habits. So it'll be self-awareness, improve portion control, better protein intake. You can spot problem areas and be accountable. So what to log in that first 2 weeks: breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, etc. Focus on protein, balanced meals, and just be aware of how your day and your week is looking. Okay, and again, use that TBB plate rule when you're doing it. Once you've started using the See How You Eat app, it's really simple. You just take a photograph of each of your meals and snacks, etc., your shakes as well if you're using them, and you send them over to myself or one of the coaches, and we will go through it, and we'll help you see where there might be some problem areas. We'll help you identify ways that you can optimize your meal plan, and we can just make the meal plan yours. Okay, so it's important you do this even for a short period of time because otherwise we will not be able to help you if you're struggling because we won't know what you're doing day to day. So it is important, okay? Um, Again, I've actually just covered that there. So how the coaches use your food diary, again, I've just covered that, right? So again, you can just read through this. Here is the 10 golden fat loss habits. This is what we want to help you build over the coming 6 weeks and beyond. Okay. Eating protein at every meal, vegetables at every meal, control carbohydrates, drink plenty of water, plan your meals in advance. You'll see that starred because that's really important. Eat slowly, stop when full, sleep at least 7 hours a night. Limit alcohol on a 6 week challenge, stay active outside training, that's your 10,000 steps a day, and just be consistent. Okay, so that's the golden habits. And here is the fat loss mistakes. I want you to be aware of these mistakes that we've seen a lot over the years. Number one is skipping meals. Please do not do that. Okay, you have solutions and options there. Even if you're not following an actual Herbalife program and you're following the whole food program, you might and you struggle to get these five meals in a day, right? 5, 6 meals in a day. You can replace any meal with a Formula One shake, okay? But it's important that you do not skip meals because again, this controls your whole blood sugar levels, your hormone levels, your satiety, your adherence to the program. Really important. Second one, not eating enough protein. Okay, so we want to have good amount of protein at every meal and snack. Okay, sort of 25, 30 grams of protein per meal, 10, 15, even 20 grams of protein per snack. Also, you've got drinking too many calories here as well, fizzy juice, alcohol, all that stuff. Expecting perfect consistency. Please do not worry about this. We're human beings. We all have times where we're slightly off track. We have times where family things come up. Things come up with your work. It's going to happen. So please don't worry about that. It's important that you just get right back on track and contact one of the coaches. Pipe up in the group if you need any help. So next is not drinking enough water. That will make a difference. It really will. Not sleeping enough is super important. So there is, we give a lot of good sleep structure guidelines as well. There's even certain supplementation protocols that can really help with sleep. Okay, but your nutrition, your training, and your lifestyle will really help with that. Right. Relying only on exercise. Big, big, big fat loss mistake, okay? Is relying only on exercise. And not just fat loss, we're talking about muscle gain and energy and all the other stuff. Your diet is 80% of the result, guys, all right? You're only training 3 times a week, maybe 4 times a week. So the rest of the time, it's what you do the rest of the time that makes a difference. And that is your nutrition, your water, and your recovery. And also being too hard on yourself. If you are making any kind of, if you're going off track in any way, if you're falling away from things, if you don't do things as well as you expect yourself to do them, please do not be hard on yourself. That is the one thing that will really, it'll challenge you mentally, it'll push you off track mentally, and that's not going to be helpful for you. So please don't judge yourself because nobody else is judging you on this program, all right? So what do you do when motivation drops? And at some point, motivation will drop. You cannot rely on motivation for a program like this, guys. It is all about becoming the person that you want to be. Nothing to do with motivation. It is basically having the structure and the commitment, and being the person that gets the results you're looking for. Motivation is something that will happen. Sometimes you'll be super motivated. Sometimes you'll not be motivated at all. So when this does happen, you always must take it back to your goal. Get really clear on why you actually joined this program. If you are kind of not really, if you're just kind of dodging away and you're not really following the structure that we're showing here, you really must take it back to why you joined. Okay, because it was important enough for you to join. So it's important enough for you to get back on track when motivation isn't there. Focusing on your small wins is massive. You're not going to get everything right. But if you happen to start drinking more water again and start tracking your meals, these wins all stack up and they make a huge difference. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Guys, if you book a session, please attend your session. The only reason to cancel a session is if you're not feeling well, or if you picked up an injury, or something happens at home with the family or whatever. Something that's kind of unavoidable. That's the only time to cancel a session. But most importantly, if you book a session and you can't make it, you know, you still have you want to cancel a session in the app, but don't just not turn up. All right, make sure you show up. There's plenty of times where it's tiring doing it in the morning or you're a bit rushed after work, but just make it happen. Just make it work, okay? If you want the results, that's what you need to do. Use the TBB community as well. The power of this program is the group. It is the team that you've got, not only with the trainers, but all the other members that are there to support you. And progress is not linear. There'll be some weeks where you won't see much progress, and other weeks you'll see great progress, you know. So it's not going to be a straightforward scale, you know. You're going to see some spikes and dips, you know, but it's over a period of time is when you're going to see the results. Please focus on the system and not the scale. Please do not focus on the scale, right? Focus on the system that we have, okay? And that's your training and your nutrition and your check-in process, all right? And when motivation drops, just reset and go again. That's all you have to do. You know, it's not about motivation, it's about consistent actions repeated over a significant period of time. All right. So one of our biggest strengths is the community. You know, I do encourage you to engage in the WhatsApp groups and the Facebook groups. You know, the Facebook members group and the WhatsApp group that you're in. Please engage in that. You know, look at the announcements. You know, pipe up when you're having any challenges. If you want an accountability buddy, you know, sort of pipe up in the group and ask for an accountability buddy. Be engaged in the process. We want you to celebrate wins and support other people as well. Ask questions. There is no stupid questions in this program. This is probably new for you. And stay connected. All right. The community makes consistency a lot easier. All right. So finally, welcome to the program. You know, it's an exciting time because your transformation does start now. Whether you're a brand new member or whether you're resetting again on the long-term program. So from this point, book your sessions always 1 week ahead. Book your sessions, follow the structure, engage in the community, and just trust the process. This program works. We've transformed the bodies of hundreds and hundreds, probably over 1,000 participants over the years that we've been running, and we know this process works. And if you follow this process exactly as it's outlined, and you ask your coach for help to personalize it to you, this process will give you the best result you've ever had in your life. Okay, so that's it for now. Enjoy the program as well, and give us a shout if you need anything. And yeah, all the best, and we will speak soon.